Welcome back to Voice Behind the Case, where we look deeper into real South African crime stories, the people, the pain, and the truth behind every headline. Before we begin, please note that today's story includes details of domestic violence and murder, which may be upsetting for some viewers. Listener discretion is advised. Today, we'll be looking into the heartbreaking case of Thandokuhle Mkhize, a 48-year-old attorney from Durban, who was brutally killed in her own home, allegedly by her husband, Qiniso Thulasizwe Sishi, a 41-year-old eThekwini Metro Police officer. This tragic incident happened on Sunday, the 28th of July 2025 in Woodlands, south of Durban. The story shocked not only her family, but also the entire community, raising once again the painful issue of gender-based violence in South Africa, a crisis that continues to steal the lives of women, often at the hands of those they once trusted and loved. Thandokuhle Mkhize was known as a hard-working and respected attorney in Durban. She was 48 years old, a woman who had dedicated her life to justice and to helping others. Friends and family described her as soft-spoken, professional, and kind-hearted. She was also a mother, raising her children with strength and warmth. Her kids were her pride and joy. Sadly, reports revealed that her children were actually present during the incident that claimed her life. It's something no child should ever have to witness, the loss of a parent, especially in such a violent way. Her sister, Thobeka, spoke out after her death, calling the murder sad and traumatic. She said it was devastating to think that someone who had once promised to love and protect Thandokuhle could take her life instead. The man accused of killing Thandokuhle is Qiniso Thulasizwe Sishi, aged 41. He worked as a Metro Police officer in the eThekwini municipality, someone sworn to uphold the law and protect others. But behind the uniform, there were reportedly problems in the marriage. While full details haven't been made public, it's been reported that the couple were estranged, meaning they were no longer living together as husband and wife at the time of her death. There may have been ongoing tension and unresolved issues between them. On the 28th of July 2025, police were called to the couple's home in Woodlands after neighbors heard screaming. Inside the house, officers found a devastating scene. Thandokuhle had been stabbed multiple times. Despite attempts to save her, she had already passed away before emergency services arrived. Her husband, Qiniso Sishi, was also found in the home, alive but injured. Reports say he had slashed his wrists, apparently in an attempt to end his own life after killing her. He was taken to hospital under police guard and later transferred to Westville Prison's medical wing once he was stable. The news of Thandokuhle's death sent shockwaves through her family and the legal community. Her sister, Thobeka, said the family was struggling to process what had happened. They couldn't believe that someone who wore a badge, someone trained to serve and protect, could commit such an act. Her children were left deeply traumatized, especially since they were in the house during the attack. One of her daughters even attended the first court appearance, visibly emotional and heartbroken. Outside court, family members and community members gathered, calling for justice for Thandokuhle and for stronger action against gender-based violence.
Sishi, who's accused of murdering his wife, returned to court looking confident and at some point unfazed.
It was even more emotional. It was very inappropriate the way he reacted. For me, I saw a man who has no remorse for what he has done. It was very traumatizing on the family. It seems like his act was merely something to laugh about, a joke, and something not as serious to him as it is to us. So we're very, very upset.
I was very hurt, sad and angry because I felt like he doesn't care that he took my mother away in front of me. He doesn't care about how my life has changed. I'm so angry and I'm so hurt. I got very emotional. I cried because of seeing him laugh, smiling, sitting down, standing up, acting as if he's hallucinating, being happy about the situation whilst I lost my mother, I lost my provider, I lost my friend.
Many who had gathered outside the court to show support to the victim and her family are calling for Sishi to be denied bail.
It's shocking, and I mean, if no example gets set now, what will happen in future to us women and children? We need justice for Thando. Like, she was a wonderful woman, she was a good woman, and I speak so on behalf of so many people. She was a good woman, and she's got a lovely daughter that now doesn't have a mother because of selfish acts. So I feel that the law should take this very seriously, and they need to keep him behind bars.
Meanwhile, gender-based violence activist Thandokuhle says the government needs to do more to alleviate GBV.
Gender-based violence is a national crisis. So we urge our government to be truthful to us and come down to us and hear from us in the ground level, not there on top. And we urge government to be truthful to us and arrest those people who are committing gender-based violence from higher levels. Because if they don't arrest those people, gender-based violence will not be solved.
Qiniso Sishi appeared in the Durban Magistrates Court after being discharged from hospital. He faced the charge of murder. During his first appearance, he looked weak and withdrawn, still recovering from his injuries. The state asked for the matter to be postponed so that investigations could continue. The court granted the postponement, and the case was set to return on the 10th of October 2025 for further updates. Sishi has not yet formally applied for bail, and it's expected that prosecutors will oppose any bail application, given the seriousness of the crime and the risk he might pose to witnesses. This case once again reignited conversations about domestic violence and femicide in South Africa. Social media was filled with messages of shock and sadness. Many expressed frustrations that yet another woman, especially one as accomplished as Thandokuhle, had become a victim. The public also pointed out the painful irony that Thandokuhle was a woman of law and Qiniso was a man of law enforcement, yet the system failed to protect her. It's a reminder that abuse and violence can exist behind any door, regardless of education, profession, or social status. Thandokuhle was laid to rest in a moving ceremony attended by family, friends, colleagues, and members of the legal fraternity. People described her as a light, a pillar of strength, and a mother who gave her all. Her colleagues spoke of her professionalism and compassion, always willing to help clients who couldn't afford legal fees. The atmosphere at the funeral was filled with sorrow, but also with calls for accountability, that her death should not be in vain. As we wait for the next court appearance on the 10th of October, one thing remains clear. Thandokuhle's story has touched many lives and sparked deeper conversations about domestic abuse, even among those who seem to have it all together. Behind every successful woman, every professional, there can still be silent pain that no one sees. And that's why it's so important to speak out, check on your loved ones, and create safe spaces for victims to seek help before it's too late. Thank you for watching this episode of Voice Behind the Case. If you'd like to see updates on the story once court proceedings continue, please make sure you're subscribed and have your notifications on. I'll be following it closely and will bring you all the latest details. Until next time, stay safe, stay aware, and remember, behind every case, there's a voice that deserves to be heard.